Hello, this is PG. Welcome back to the channel. Today I'm reviewing Earth Defense Force 5. It's on PlayStation and PC. EDF 5 is a third-person shooter developed by Sandlot. The game can be played solo or in multiplayer, and it sees you control a soldier in the EDF as you repel yet another alien invasion. God, another one. Anyway, gameplay. Well, it starts out with a more story-focused series of missions this time. They act as basic tutorials, and I have to say, the first 10 missions are quite dull. But once you get past those early levels, it's just like any of the other EDF games. Aliens are invading. There they are. Kill them all. Repeat this for about 100 levels, and that's pretty much the whole game in a nutshell. You'll be fighting large insects, Godzilla-type monsters, and all manner of flying saucers. Thankfully, you can call in vehicle support, and some levels now have random vehicles around, a bit like in EDF 2017. Now you have to play as one of 4 classes. Now each class plays completely differently, and it increases the likelihood that you will replay the game once completed. However, some things have changed, like the wing diver now uses energy to reload their weapons, which kind of kills that class as their flying suit is powered by this energy, and it really just sort of grounds you a lot. I'd also say the visual style of these classes has been reworked, but it looks a lot worse than in EDF 4.1. Now, one thing that EDF always does well is the weapon variety. You start out with a basic set of weapons, but as you hoover up the loot in the levels, you'll unlock ever more powerful and unique firearms. From overpowered rocket launchers, heat-seeking varieties, shotguns, sniper rifles. There's so much here.
If you don't get tangled, there's nothing to fear. What?
But what good would all these lovely weapons be if you didn't have amazing enemies to kill? Thankfully there's a great variety, including these kind of giant frog humanoids. They're always a pleasure to kill. Also, the way the aliens explode has been changed, meaning they shatter into lots of pieces, and they just coat entire buildings in this technicolor blood. In terms of the mission variety, there's a fair amount of repetition here, but like I said, after the early stuff it does pick up. You'll be taking down like Godzilla aliens, fighting enormous enemy bases, holding your territory on the beaches, and completely wiping out city blocks, not even worrying about the poor old civilians, eh? So it's action-packed chaos, and it's what EDF has always done so well. Solo is really good fun, but if you play this couch co-op with a friend, my goodness, that is about as good as it gets. Really entertaining, has limitations, but yeah, wow, so much fun. Visually, as I said, the new explosive effects add a nice visual touch, but also the class visual design is pretty poor compared to previous games. I'd also say the overall menus are fine, graphical art style, I'd say it's taken a bit of a hit, even though it is crisper. It did feel like a downgrade. In terms of the sound effects, they're loud, they're brash, to say the least. The voice acting, however, it didn't really have the same humour that featured in EDF 4.1. Saying that, when you're stuck in the thick of it, you can barely hear yourself think anyway, so it's not really a big issue. Okay, verdict. EDF 5 is another solid instalment in the EDF franchise, action-packed, full of amazing weapons, and some cool new features making killing off the alien invaders a hell of a lot of fun. But it never quite reaches the heights of EDF 4.1, which for me is the pinnacle of the series. But saying that, whether you play it solo or with a friend, EDF 5, it's third-person action at its finest. You know, the sheer chaos of it might look really overwhelming in the footage, but when you're actually in the thick of it, there's very few franchises where you can have that much chaos on screen, but you still feel like a serene kind of calm and control over the proceedings. It's very entertaining. Anyway, scoring, I'd give Earth Defense Force 5, I'd give it 8 out of 10. It's a bit of a downgrade from 4.1. If it was a choice between 4.1 and 5, I'd say go for 4.1, but yeah, 8 out of 10. That's the review. Thank you for watching. This is PG, signing off. Cheers.